this, I do want to point out, you're the only one that's gotten up here without notes.
Yeah.
A tough act to follow, but a great segue into my conversation. First off, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. I think in short order, you see why my greenhouse means so much to us. I want to thank my wife, Stockton. You're right. Where's Laura? There you go. Thank you for doing this with us. There is a 6-week-old upstairs, and I will tell you, Laura, you are a trooper, and I appreciate it. Laura is actually the reason why we had this party tonight. Last year, we were downtown going through the interview process and interviewing the scholars and beginning to select who was going to be a greenhouse scholar. And as you can imagine, it's a very difficult process. Some amazing young people. And as we were pulling out, I think we were about 5 minutes away, and Laura said, if we just could have done one more. I can't believe we had to tell that one student no. And I looked at her and I said, well, we can. Greenhouse can do one more, but it's on us. So tonight is about expanding that reach, expanding the number of young people that we affect positively here in Atlanta. I want to thank Todd Smith. 2 years ago, Todd approached me and said, do you want to get involved? I knew very little about Greenhouse at the time. But the one thing I do know is when I look around this party, most of us had every advantage in life as it was going through high school, going to college, moving on into our professional lives. And I think we all would agree there's something special about paying it forward and touching those who are truly talented and helping them. You know, I think one of the more interesting things we'll see in time is what this young man accomplishes. I'm quite bullish, not only on what you'll accomplish, but what it'll mean to everyone at this party and our country in that process. So my ask tonight is get involved. My ask tonight is not just with your time, with your heart. I appreciate everybody coming. Am I allowed to say where we are financially?
Sure, yeah.
Thus far, we've raised in excess of $20,000 tonight. To put into context, which is more than we ever thought. So that's the thank you. And I'm going to go over a few auction items, but there are 2 items that are up on the table. We've got a student that's over in London right now, Facial, who sponsoring him in his time, and his expenses is up there. And then second, as a group, sponsoring a student is a $10,000 a year commitment for 4 years. There's a sign up there. I'm not asking that anyone here embark on that on their own, but if you want to, we'd love to have that. But the one thing I've found in life is there's power in numbers. There's power in numbers when people get together behind a good cause and in one that matters this much. So my ask is 2 things. 1, have fun, enjoy the band and our friends for the rest of the evening, but also think about it. Think about where you're willing to get involved, whether it's with your time or with a few auction items. So I'll touch on those. One auction item that's upstairs to make sure that everybody has seen it is a round of golf with Todd and Stockton.
I mean, come on.
Come on.
Come on.
By the way,
Pick that one up.
By the way, it does say cocktails, and I suspect there'll be a few. So that one's up there. Second, I want to thank everybody from American Cut, or Think American Cut. There's a dinner for 4 at American Cut. I want to thank Carrie Dyer, who is somewhere here. There is a spa package from the Mandarin Oriental. Now this one gets interesting. There's a dinner for 6 hosted and served by the Crawfords, the Smiths, and the Nagys. I'm guessing the food will be outstanding and the conversation and wine even better, so please be sure to bid on that. And then I mentioned earlier about Basil's semester abroad. Take a look at that, and again, it's about numbers, pulling together to make a difference with that, as well as collectively. My challenge to everybody is let's see if we can't raise enough money to sponsor, to Laura's question, leaving the interview that night, to make sure that there's one more student that didn't make the cut last year but was deserving that makes the cut this year, because we've got one more spot. I'll get out of the way now. I want to thank you, Amadou, for sharing. You are why we're here, and I will tell you that I stand in awe and really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, and have a great time.